What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sip Off, where we have drinks and we talk all things basketball. I'm your host, Megan Price. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get my first co-host on. I have Jahan Phillips in the building, giving out great advice.
What up, though?
How's your week going?
Busy.
Busy.
Yours?
Same. Productive though, So
I ain't gonna say productive this week. It was just busy.
no,
Nah.
I'm like patiently counting down until we get to the tournament. Well, not patiently.
You're
You're not excited?
Nah, I'll be more hyped
Games really.
if I believe we had a title team. I don't think Carolina has a title team this year.
Understandable. I get that. But you're not excited just to watch the tournament in general? Watch the madness?
Anybody but Duke wins, I'll be all right.
Anybody
Even
but Duke.
Kentucky.
But I mean,
Even Kentucky.
Oh, well, I told you about Kentucky. I'm surprised, but we'll get to it in the college segment. But I'm surprised that Duke moved up into the top 5 like that.
Facts.
All right. Go ahead and get our first guest. We got Will Vogel in the house. What's up, Will?
What's up, y'all?
What's good?
How you doing?
Busy week. Busy week, but next week's going to be a lot calmer, off for a few days. So
awesome. All right. We have Tyler Ingram. What's up, Tyler?
What up? How you guys doing?
What up, though?
Welcome back to the show. It's been a little minute.
Yeah. So had to overcome this fucking virus for the past couple of weeks. So that was unfortunate, but we got through it. We powered through it. Got a baby shower on Saturday, so exciting things on the horizon for me.
Awesome. That is really exciting. All right, guys, we're going to go to our next guest. We got Cool McCain here. What's up, Cool?
What up, though?
It's good.
How's your week going?
It's almost Friday. My week always gets better.
Most definitely. All right, what's everybody drinking tonight?
We got the Crown Apple, of course. Tyler's sponsorship.
Will's sponsorship, Miller Lite.
I got a little special mix in this cup.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, are you doing the Loco Punch?
No. Heck no.
I was like 3 weeks in a row.
Not this week. I went slim. I went slim this week. Slim thugging.
Okay. I think it's the pineapple 1800 margarita in here with a splash of Dos Equis, because the best ingredient in a margarita is a little splash of beer.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, I do those. The Corona Rita. Make a Corona Rita.
Corona Rita. Yeah, that's the secret to a really great beer. In case y'all didn't, or a great margarita is a splash of beer. And then I have, of course, some Dos Equis.
Megan doesn't always talk hoops, but when she does, she prefers Dos Equis.
That is correct. I prefer Mexican beer. I like I'm not a big Corona fan, but I do like Tecate, Dos Equis.
The most interesting queen of hoops, yes.
Perfect.
That's good. Okay, hold on. What's Jay talking about here? Retire the Locos.
Drink a party.
Drink a party.
Look, I have been that person. I was like, what's in that bag? OE.
Man, you guys, when I see Dom and Jay and all them talking about them malts, man, no.
Malt liquor. Will with the
King Cobra and Mickey's and
Mickey.
Old English.
Oh my God.
Nah.
Okay.
Coronas for white people is what Dom said. All right, well, cheers, and then we'll jump into the show, guys.
Cheers.
Had to bring the Dallas Cup out on y'all.
Dom forgets we're white. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, Dom, come on, man.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I wanted to jump into the NBA. We're getting close. There's 21 to 20 games left in the season, and so playoff seeding is becoming very important. Everybody talks about the 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds. I want to talk about the seeds 5 through 10. At number 5 in the East, we got the Cavs. At number 6, we have the Celtics. Number 7, we got the Raptors. Number 8, we have the Nets. Number 9, Hornets. And number 10, Hawks. So let's start with the Cavs. If the playoffs were to start today, they would be playing the Bucks, who are at number 4. Bucks have a 38-25 record, and the Cavs have a 36-26 record. So there's about a game and a half in between the two of them. And right below them at the number 6 seed is the Celtics, and they basically have the same record, 37-27, and they're also 4.5 games behind. So that could change, but currently Cavs would play the Bucks. Who do you think comes out of that series?
Should I start?
Go ahead. Yes.
I got the Cavs have had a great year. Don't get me wrong. Mobley's a great addition. Darius Garland's playing great. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, sorry. Jared Allen. Kevin Love's playing pretty well. You're still playing the defending champs. I got Bucks winning it 4-1.
4-1. Okay.
Interesting.
I think they steal one in Cleveland. I think the Cavs steal one in Cleveland.
Y'all are a mess.
He's funny.
What's up, Shrimpy Shrimp? Okay.
Yeah. I'm honestly.
Bucks and 6.
I'm tend to inclined to agree on this one. I think the Cavs could give a lot of team fits. I think it's kind of a matchup problem going against a team like Milwaukee, though. Like dealing with Giannis, and you would have to be putting Okoro on him, trying to demand that much out of him. I just don't think. I think the Bucks would win that series if it was today. Now, if the Cavs were playing the Celtics, you can make an argument for the Cavs. I think the Cavs could definitely beat and contend with the Celtics. But
yes.
But us talking about the Cavs or the Bucks, I think the Bucks are the better team.
Do I be lying? Is that why you calling me Pinocchio?
Yes.
Cool. Who you got?
No, I'm going with the Bucks. I say Bucks in 6. I mean, the Bucks are going to come out one of those games and play poorly and disappoint everybody that supports them, as they always do. So that's why I get the 6 from instead of 5. But I mean, Cleveland doesn't have any real playoff seasoning at this point. A lot of those guys have never been in a playoff situation before in the NBA. So I think when you add that up to you're playing a team like the Bucks, who are your defending champions, I just think that they're going to have a lot of an edge in that particular matchup. And, like Tyler said, who's going to stop Giannis, for a whole game? Yes. Like you saw last night, you can hold him down for a half, but at some point he's going to get loose. And once he gets loose, there is no answer.
Right. Okay. Jahan, who you taking?
All right. First off, I want to say the 6 through 10, right, is in the play-in game, or 7 through 10, excuse me.
7 through 10
is in
the 7 through 10. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
okay, well, this is how the play-in tournament goes for everybody that's watching, because, it's been a year since we've seen this.
Right.
The 7 and 8 seed, they play for the 7 seed, and then the loser has to play the winner of the 9-10 game for the 8 seed.
All right, so I would go with, first off, if it's the standings remain, I'm taking the Nets to beat the Raptors to get the 7 seed.
No,
we're talking about that. We ain't talking about it.
I am, but I was saying, for the standings wise.
Just wait.
Bucks Cavs series, Bucks sweep.
Bucks sweep. Oh my God.
Bucks
no,
sweep.
You did not. That's the number one defense in the
Bucks
NBA right now.
Sweep. It ain't a good matchup for the Cavaliers at all.
Well, I don't think there's anybody in the league that's stopping Giannis. I really don't. I don't think there's anybody that's just going to flat out stop Giannis.
I feel like Giannis would have a 40. He would average 40 in this series.
Average 40. No,
40, 10, and 8.
I'd say 25 or 30, but not 40.
All right. Well, I am actually going to go with the Cavs in this one. And I know I'm the Lone Ranger over here. I see Dom over here saying that, but I'm actually going with the Cavs. And it's because not because I'm disrespecting the reigning champs. I think that they don't look the same without Brook Lopez on the floor. I think they have some major issues not in their center depth. And they had somebody that fit well with them. And in Boogie Cousins, who's now shining over there with Denver. And then My problem with the Bucks, though, like right before the All-Star game, who did they lose to? Portland. If you're dropping games to a team like Portland, I definitely think you have some issues, and there's going to be holes, and you're going to be exposed in the playoffs. Now, like Dom in here just said, playoff experience. So yeah, I get that. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, my only point is that the Cavs lose to a lot of bad teams. That's what like the Cavs play good against good teams, but they lose to a lot of bad teams.
They lost to us last night. I'm not saying we're a bad team. Just
but you guys beat them by 20. Yeah, exactly. And they've been kind of slipping. Like this is what I think of the Cavs. Like the Cavs have wrote me off all year because I kept saying the Cavs that they shouldn't be this good. They shouldn't be this good. They shouldn't be this good. And now all of a sudden, this past week, since coming back from the All-Star break, I'm starting to see a different Cavaliers team that was playing in the beginning of the All-Star break.
Like in a bad way, though.
In a bad way. Yeah, I think they could be. I think they could be slipping, honestly.
Okay.
But here's to
answer your question, RJ, real quick. No, I don't trust Sexton in the playoffs. I trust Karis LeVert and Darius Garland. That's who I trust.
Yeah, that's fair. I trust Garland, but
I was going to say the thing about the Bucks is this: they're like a lot of teams who are, top teams. You don't stay focused every game where you should. That's why they're 4 and not 1. If they went out there and played like they should every night, they would be 1 or 2. So the problem that they have in the regular season is they're starting to get like those teams who have a little bit of success. They play sporadic. They don't always play their best games. And I've seen a lot of them where I'm like, even the win last night, that really should have been a loss. But the thing is, when they get to the playoffs, they smell that chance to go back-to-back. They're going to snap back into place, and you're going to see a lot stronger team. Serge Ibaka is going to be a big help as well because he was able to give you about 15, 20 minutes a game at center. The difference between him and Cousins is he can step out and make the 3. You really don't want Cousins shooting the 3, so he brings a little bit of an extra dimension more to what Brook Lopez would do for him. So I think he was a good pickup for them as well.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I forget that Serge is over there. Let's go to the next matchup. We have the Celtics at number 6, so they would be playing the Sixers. Sixers are 38-23. They're only 2 games behind the number 1 seed. The Celtics are 37-27. They're 4.5 games behind. And also, who's hurt? Jaylen Brown's hurt.
Jaylen Brown's hurt, and Aaron Nesmith just got hurt tonight.
What is the injury for Jaylen Brown?
I think it's a leg injury.
So will he be back for the playoffs, or he's done?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm not really sure on that answer either. Okay, well, who would you take in this series?
Sixers. That's easy.
I'd say Sixers. I'd say Sixers. They're too good. Embiid, Tobias Harris, Maxey stepping up, and Harden. The addition of Harden. Give me Sixers.
Okay.
To answer your question, Megan, it's a rolled ankle.
Oh. Okay.
So, depending on how severe it is, he may or may not, be back in a couple of games, but he's not playing tonight for sure.
Okay.
I'd go Sixers, but I'm going to go Sixers in 7 because here's the thing. They have a guy that everybody's loving on, but in the playoffs, he doesn't play at the same level.
It's true.
So I'm going to say at this point, until James Harden comes out in these playoffs and he shows me that he can step it up and play in the playoffs and be the same type of player that he's been so far, then I have to say, okay, give it to you, James Harden. But until that point, I'm going to go off the history of the player and say he's going to shrink in the playoffs and disappear like he's done in the past. And with that being said, the talent difference is that the Sixers are going to win because they have the better talent between these two teams. So they're going to win the series, but I think Harden plays the way that I expect him to the playoffs. They're going to have to go 7 to win it.
Okay. Yeah, and RJ brings up a good point. Our boy Derek White's over there for the Celtics right now. He does.
Well, RJ, I can't take all the points from everybody. I got to leave them a little something.
Okay. I'm definitely going to go with the Sixers on this one, but I agree with Cool. I think it'd be a 6 or 7 game series. Celtics are like 8 of 10 of the last 10 games. And they're pretty hot right now. Now that Jaylen Brown injury is major for them, but if he's going to be back, if it's just day to day at the moment, he should be fine. So I do think the Celtics could put up a good fight. But for me, that's saying something because I'm going to owe Jahan $50 if they make the playoffs. Because at the beginning of the season, I said they're not making the playoffs. All right, Jahan.
I was going to actually allude to that. I was going to say Megan going to be owing me some money if it stays like this. But
50 spot.
That being said, I do not expect them to get past the Sixers at all. I'm going to go Sixers and 6. I think they can get 1, maybe 2 off the Sixers, but not more than that. I think Harden is going to have a big series. Okay. Give these Philly fans something to talk about with him and this trade rumors and did they win the trade with the Nets and all that. Especially JT Shiesty. He's been going off on these regular season games about these Sixers. So definitely EOB beating his chest after this little playoff series right here.
Okay. All right. The next series, the Raptors are number 7. They are 34-27 after an atrocious start. We've seen them kind of get into their rhythm. Barnes is having an excellent rookie season. Trent Jr. is having a good season over there. Van Fleet. So better than a lot of people thought they were going to be. And currently, the playoffs started today. They will be playing the Bulls in the first round. I'm pretty sure I know the direction everybody's going to go with this, but let's start with Will.
4-1 Chicago. If Chicago can get Caruso and Ball back for the playoffs, it's 4-1 or 4-2. I still got the Bulls winning that series.
Okay. I don't know if we should just skip Tyler because he's like Chicago on the shirt, Chicago on the hat, Chicago on the wall.
You would break out the brooms for the Raptors. We would break out the brooms for the Raptors.
I can see it. That's why I said 4-1 initially.
Tyler coming back with the kahunas tonight. The grande kahunas.
That's right.
Grande kahunas. Mucho.
Look, don't get it technical.
Technical.
I'm going to go Bulls as well. I think they may lose a game or two just because, they'll be getting some of their pieces back. And, we all play lows and highs. Play hard some games you unintentionally take off a little bit, but the Bulls should pretty much win this in 5 or 6 games.
5 or 6 games. Okay. I'm gonna go with Tyler on this one. I'm gonna say sweep. I think that the Raptors are going to be extremely outmatched, but this is contingent on their players being back, Caruso and Ball being there. Like I think they can get by without Patrick Williams. But, he would absolutely add to the depth right there, but I think they could get by without him. They need Ball. They need Ball for this matchup and Caruso as well.
Caruso's defense is vital.
Absolutely agree. Jahan, who you got?
I got Bulls in 5.
Bulls in 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think...
That's shot time then, guys.
Yay.
I think
hold on. In fact, I got some Crown in the room. I'm going to go get it real quick. Go ahead, Jahan.
Van Vliet, Siakam, OG going to give them a little bit of a series, game to game, but Bulls going to be too much firepower. Rosen is in MVP form. He just is on a different level right now.
Same with LaVine. Yeah.
LaVine is on a different level right now. It's too much for the Raptors. The Raptors have a quality team, but that's a terrible first round matchup for them, for these youngsters.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, to give them a little bit of credit, like they're very well coached, right? Like Nick Nurse is a great coach for the Raptors.
But
so he's gonna get him up to play, but like it's just like, to me, the East is very top heavy. That's just to me. Like it's the good teams are all at the top, and the teams that are still rebuilding until they're like a year or two out from making.
Well, I say this: there's one good team that's floating around at the bottom.
Oh, you think Brooklyn?
I think Brooklyn's a good team.
Okay, but hold on. That's the next matchup. Don't do the spoiler.
This dude.
This
I'm gonna take
man's. Whose man's is this?
I think Brooklyn's a good team.
Will, that's your man's. That's your man's, Will.
My man's. No.
Yeah, he the Hornets / many other teams.
Yo, bro, no.
Fan, bro.
He's not a Hornets fan.
Been
He's an
consistent.
everyone
Been
fan.
consistent. Listen, y'all say many other teams, but it has stayed consistent always.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's consistently many other teams. I
No,
agree.
it's consistently KD and
spread
Steph.
out.
It's consistently KD and Steph. Who have I talked
Completely
about
agree.
other than KD and Steph? I'll wait.
We just got
CP3?
say you talk about the Hornets.
I'm just saying,
To the Bulls
CP3.
first
They're
round.
not KD or Steph, but I digress. And
I
you're
said
digressing.
besides KD and Steph, Hornets, KD, Steph. That's been the consistent
Okay.
since we've
If you
done
say
it.
so, bro. If you say so.
I do say so.
Everything's recorded though. I'm just saying everything's recorded.
So we can go back.
Everything's
Run the tape.
I'm gonna just leave it at that, so
Run
that
the
we can
tape.
continue
Run the tape.
with this wonderful conversation that we're
I'm
having.
just saying, run the tape. Spencer
Okay,
Baker
so
don't lie.
let's-
That's what my mom used to tell me. Run the tape.
Run tape. Oh, Treen.
I'm just
All
saying.
right, guys, we're gonna move. Let's
Y'all
move
know where
over
I
to the
stand.
next.
Hornets, KD, Steph. That ain't changed.
Go ahead, Megan.
All around the world, and I got a player on every team.
Thank you.
I don't got one on the Nuggets or the Bucks.
Good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
somebody
yeah,
on,
that's
like
not
somebody on
true.
the Spurs.
You just got through
Nah,
swapping
I got
somebody
it.
that's on the
Such a
Bucks.
hater.
Who?
Okay, so the next matchup is the Nets at number 8. They are 32-31. They're 9 games behind number 1, and they would be playing the Heat, who's currently at number 1. They're 41-22. They are basically at full strength right now. They've finally got over the injury bug. Do they maintain the number 1 seed? And what do the Nets have for them? Because we know that this matchup is currently going on right now, and KD is back tonight.
That's gonna be a really interesting series. I'm torn, but I just I think the what's it called? The Miami Heat steal it 4-3.
Okay.
Steal it? You call it steal?
Not steal, but take it. I got the Heat. I think Tyler
He said
Hero,
steal.
Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry. I think that team's a good team. And I'm not sure about the Nets. Like, I know you got KD, but he's got injury issues. You got Kyrie part of the time. You don't know what Ben Simmons is going to bring. And Joe Harris has just been labeled as, like, maybe an hour ago is out for the year.
I didn't know that. I thought we were going to see him soon.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year now. So give me Miami.
Damn. Okay. Who you got, Tyler?
Well, it's 67-60 at halftime right now. The Nets are leading, but there's a couple things I want to say. For one, the Nets are playing a Heat team that is playing back-to-backs after playing Milwaukee last night and choking a lead. Yeah, and choking a lead to Milwaukee last night. So, but no, the thing is, Kevin Durant is a great player, and he can do a lot of great things. But I just do not think they would win a 7-game series against Miami. I think it'd be competitive. I think it probably goes 6 games, but I would pick the Heat.
Okay, so and here's something that you have to bring up because it's been an issue all season. Currently, Kyrie's not playing because they're in Brooklyn. So, that's going to be an issue in the playoffs. You can't play home games.
Exactly. That's why I got Miami.
Okay.
Still praying for that Nets Raptors series so that Kyrie can't play at all.
So let me go ahead
That'd be
and give
funny.
y'all my thoughts.
That'd be really funny.
Real quick here. So I've got the Nets in 6. Think about this. You just said something that's very important. Kyrie's not going to play in home games, right? He's only going to play on the road. The first 2 games of the series are going to be on the road. So they're going to be 2-0 when they get home. Then you've got Goran Dragic, right? You've got Patty Mills. got Seth Curry. Right? We don't know what Ben Simmons is going to do. We don't even know if he's going to play or if he's still hurt or whatever he's got going on. But you have enough other pieces besides the best scorer in the league right now, Kevin Durant, that you could get one game at home. You get one game at home. You get the first two on the road. You go up 3-1, 3-0. You're going to close this series out.
Miami,
so in my opinion,
Miami's the best home team in the NBA right now.
But they're not playing against Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and the rest of the team every game now, are they?
No, but
no,
I'm
they're
going
not.
off the standings.
I don't care about standings. I care about what I see on the floor. Screw your facts.
But at what percentage of health is Kevin Durant going to become playoff time?
All Kevin Durant needs to be able to do is pull up short jump shots and make threes, and he's going to be able to do that. And there's no one in this league. Name how many people in this league can stop Kevin Durant.
Steve Nash blows that series.
Steve Nash is not going to blow that series. Now, I do agree he's going to blow a series, but it won't be that one.
Yeah, he's going to blow it. He'll blow that one.
Oh, that's Jay's
completely disagree with that.
Easy peasy on that one.
4-2 Nuggets.
Glad you said something. So I was about to be like, oh, who's Bessie? Is she single?
Nets, you mean, not Nuggets.
Yeah, Nets.
That's
Book it. 4-2. Yes.
She might be single.
Chill.
Dom. Stop it.
Dom about to get muted automatically.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I'm just here to simp for my queen. I have no strong opinions.
Dom, well, you're up next. Who do you think takes this series?
Heat in 7.
Okay. So a good series.
I'm sorry, I don't trust this Nets team reminds me of the Clippers team. I'm gonna take it way back for you. It reminds me of those Clippers teams from like 02, 03, 04. Look real good on paper. You know, you had Lamar Odom and Elton Brand and Corey Maggette, and I was absolutely unstoppable with that team in a game of NBA Live, but it's a different game on the court. And Kyrie is not the dude that he used to be. Like, he played great the other night, but I think the lack of chemistry on that team, and I don't trust Steve Nash, like Tyler said.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to say it pains me to say this because I think the Heat has holes. I think they're kind of a fraudulent number one, honestly. And the reason I say this is because they played my team Saturday, and we had gone into double overtime against Washington the night before. We traveled to Miami the next day. So we rested our starters, and they barely beat us by 4 points, our second string. And I mean, we talking about the Spurs, who are sitting at number 12. And you barely beat their second string team. Like, there's holes right there. And I don't care who you are, you're not playing down to competition that much. Not a second string. You should have blown us out. Period.
True.
As a Spurs fan, I could admit that. Like, you were supposed to blow us out. Now, if DeJounte, Rocket, or Keldon were playing, I think we could have beat them.
It's the NBA, though. Anyone can beat anyone on any given night, but your point is well received nonetheless.
But 7-game series, absolutely 7-game series, they absolutely get outcoached. Steve Nash's D'Antoni's, I don't know, whatever.
Protege. Is there such thing?
I don't know if that's the right word.
Is there such thing as a protege when like the mentor sucks too? Because that's what he is.
I mean, okay. My thing about D'Antoni is that he always has an immense amount of talent, but he always chooses to go the opposite direction of it. Who chooses to play small ball? Who does that? True. Like, you play small ball to get through injuries, to get through problems in your roster. You don't choose it and say, oh, I don't want any size, while every other team in the league has 7-footers.
But when not that I'm defending him, I just understand when you're already tremendously lacking in size, like, why even try to fake the funk? Just play small ball.
He's done it on every single team he's been on. That's why.
Yeah, he's
so it's not just he did it in Houston and got rid of Clint Capella.
You don't like D'Antoni? I never knew that.
Oh my God, he's the bane of my existence.
I know you hate him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all don't remember when I used to call Bill O'Brien the Mike D'Antoni of the NFL? So much talent, not gonna do shit.
Man, you over here killing Giselle.
To answer the question as asked, I have the Heat losing in 7 to the Nets.
Okay.
We getting in spring, so the Heat gonna go off. Turn the Heat off. However, like I alluded to earlier, I think that the Nets are gonna win that first play-in game, so they'll get the 7th seed.
Okay.
And I have the Hornets beating the Raptors to get the 8th seed.
The Hornets
So-
who just lost to the Pistons. Those Hornets.
The Hornets that just beat
Don't remind me.
the Cavs last night.
sir.
They did.
Let's
It was an
let's
excellent
give
game.
them-
Good.
let's give
I
them
hope.
some
I
credit.
hope the bull. I hope the Bulls get the Nets. To be honest, I hope the Nets get the Bulls in the first round.
So
I would
hope
love
they
to
do.
see the
That
Hornets
would
go on
be-
a little
they
that would
run.
be
do.
an
So the
interesting
Bulls-
matchup.
So the Bulls can send them home, and everyone could shut up.
Look at that look at his face. He's so
I guess
serious.
So serious about
when we
it.
get there. I guess we'll see when we get there, right?
I would like to see
Yeah.
the
Okay,
so
Hornets go on a
nobody-
run.
nobody
That's
is-
a
Taking the Hawks
I'm
at
all
number
for
10.
it. I'm all for it. Bring on the Nets.
So nobody's taking the number 10 seed serious at all. They can't make their way out of the play-in.
shouldn't
Who
even
is
be
it?
there.
Who
The
is
play-in is stupid.
Nah,
Well,
I
I'm
don't think
I'm
you know
only
who's the deal
talking
with the
about
play-in
the top
was?
8.
Is it any coincidence that the play-in just magically appeared out of thin air when the Lakers weren't good enough to be in the top 8 anymore? Whose idea do
Correction,
you
sir.
think that was?
Correction. That's not what
Came in
happened.
during the
Let me-
bubble. It came in
Let
during
me
the bubble.
correct that for you. You have the right thought, but you have the wrong way you're going. This came into existence when Zion Williamson got in the league, and the Pelicans weren't good.
You're right.
That's
you're
where this
right.
came
I'm just
into existence.
trying to blame LeBron in any way, shape, or form
But you
that I
have
can.
the right. You're rocking the right way. I'm feeling where you're going with. I just need to make that correction.
Okay, so let's slide over to the West real quick. I'm going to run through the top 10 real quick. You got the Suns at number 1, Golden State at number 2, Grizzlies at number 3, Jazz at number 4, Mavs at number 5, Nuggets at number 6, Timberwolves at number 7, Clips at number 8, Lakers at number 9, and Pelicans at number 10. So the number 5 seed is the Mavs. They would be facing the Jazz in the first round. The Jazz is 39-22, and the Mavs are 37-25. Will start us off.
I'm a huge Luka Doncic fan, but I think the Jazz depth is going to hurt the Mavericks' chances. I know they got Dom's boy Spencer Dinwiddie, but I got the Jazz
I
in
love
6 because you got Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, and then coming off the bench, you got Clarkson who's playing well, and you got Hassan Whiteside who's playing pretty darn well. And then it's like Luka Doncic and Dinwiddie and a bunch of other role players. So I got the Jazz in like 6.
Okay. Tyler, what you got?
Wow, that's a good series because I think they're both pretty equal. So I do think it goes 7 games, and I really think it could be a coin toss. But
Good point,
just-
Marshall.
But just looking at it, I think Will does make a good point. I think when you look at depth and you look at deep and who's the deeper team, it is Utah. So I'm going to pick the Jazz, but 7-game series.
Okay. Cool. What you got?
So for me, this is 2 teams who don't perform well in the playoffs.
Mhm.
I just have to ask myself, how much is Luka going to trust his teammates and distribute the ball and get other people involved to win? I don't think he's quite there mentally yet. So I'm going to go Utah. I do agree that they're a deeper team, but for me, Donovan Mitchell has kind of gotten to that point where I will rely on my teammates. And whether they bail me out or not, I will rely on them and get them kind of involved in the game and playing maybe at a higher level than they would individually. Where Luka, I still see a guy who is a really good player, but I think he hasn't gotten to that point where he really relies on his team enough to help to win playoff series. And that's why they end up losing in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Jazz.
Okay. Dom, what you got?
As much as I want to pick Dallas, because normally in a pretty evenly matched series like this, for one, the lack of depth for Dallas is an issue. If the depth were a little bit closer, I would almost give it to the Mavs, because in a situation like that, I would say who's got the best player out of the 2 teams, and obviously it's Luka. But say you take the 5 best players on both those teams combined in the series, I'm fairly certain that 2, 3, 4, and 5 and beyond all wear Jazz uniforms. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like to see Luka and my boy the Mayor make a run, yeah, Jazz in 7. But should be a great series.
Yeah, that'd be a fun series.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree. I think the problem comes in, like Tyler was talking about matchup wise. What do the Mavs have as far as center other than Boban? You know,
Nothing.
like
Yeah, and let's be honest,
that's all they
that
have.
man can't play more than 20 minutes a game.
Precisely. And I mean, he is a rim protector, but exactly, he can't play more than 15 to 20 minutes. It is what it is. They have no center depth whatsoever. They just traded away their center depth. And I mean, they could have Tim Hardaway Jr. back by then. And Jay brought up a good point, but how good is he when he comes back? Is he going to be able to come back and get into the fold of things, or no? So I think matchup wise, I got to go with Utah because you got Donovan Mitchell, and though I'm not a Gobert fan, his presence is still there, and it's more than what the Cavs or the Mavs have. And then you have Clarkson, and they Mike Conley, like they have a good roster over there. So
I was going to
I'm
say,
gonna
go ahead.
I'm going to go Utah.
Is anyone else even sniffing Jordan Clarkson in 6th Man of the Year?
I have been.
Tyler Hero.
Here, okay, yeah, you're right.
Tyler
I forgot about
Hero,
Hero.
I think it comes
Right there.
I think
Shout out
Oubre's
to Tyler
actually
Hero
the
for talking
candidate.
that shit and then backing it up.
Oubre too, like Jahan said. Oubre's
I
been
think
playing really
he's
well.
up there. I think Oubre's up there, but
What
I
about
think
Jordan Poole?
maybe, but I think it's Tyler Hero or Oubre to lose, kind of.
It's a closer race than I thought. Clarkson's been great this year, though.
Yeah, he was great last year too.
He's a really good player.
Oh yeah, he's just a good player.
It's fun to cover them on the carousel sometimes, actually.
All right, Jahan, who you got in this series?
Mavs not playing the Clippers. Luka Doncic gets his first playoff win in the series.
Wow.
Ooh.
I don't even hate it. It's a really close series.
I don't either.
Yeah, it could go either way. It's not going to be over in 4 games or 5 games even. I don't imagine how.
It'll be a long.
It'd
be a long series. Yeah, 6 or 7.
Okay, so next matchup at number 7, we got the Timberwolves. First time in the playoffs in a long ass time. They did have 12 number 1 picks to get to this point. But here they are at number 7. And I'm a huge Anthony Edwards fan. They will be playing Golden State first round if the playoffs started today. So start us off, Will.
Yeah, it just depends if healthy Draymond's available, but I still got the Warriors in 6 because you got Anthony Edwards, you got Karl Anthony Towns, you got D'Angelo Russell playing really well, but you got the depth of the Warriors, you got Clay, you got Steph, maybe a healthy Draymond, you got Andrew Wiggins. Like, this team is, like, I don't think they're going to win the title per se, but I think they're going to be a really good team. If they can get a healthy Draymond back, they're going to be fighting for that championship for sure. So, yeah, give me the Warriors in 6.
It is very concerning that we have not seen Draymond yet. It's like it seems like every week we're hearing he's coming back, and we've yet to see him. So, and it's been a while. Who you got, Tyler?
Zion.
I got the Warriors.
Is Zion Williamson ever going to play basketball again?
He's done for the year. He has to have another surgery.
I got the Warriors, and I think they do it in 5. I think maybe Anthony Edwards and them get lucky a game, but the Warriors is just the better team. They're the better coach team. They're the better ran team. They have the better rotations. And whether Draymond Green is in the lineup or not, I still got the Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, I see your kitty behind you.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I'm surprised my mascot isn't here.
You look at Splash Brothers, obviously. James Wiseman should be back by then. Wiggins, Kuminga,
something. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Gary Payton II, Andre Iguodala. You have so many guys that are really great backup pieces or guys that can start. You got a guy like Looney, who's had a lot of time to play and start because of injuries and whatnot. So, I mean, Golden State, gentleman's sweep, easy.
Gentleman's sweep. Okay. Dom, who you got?
I was going to say either an all-out sweep or a gentleman's sweep at best. If Minnesota could manage, like I think they could maybe win 1 game, if they, by some miracle, if they could win 2, they should go home with their heads held high. But yeah, the series is over in 5 games at the most. Minnesota's just, they're on the precipice
Too
of
young.
maybe being, too
They're not on
young.
that level. They're not on that level.
That just, I mean, who on that team has any playoff experience? Literally, tell me one person.
I
Maybe
don't think anyone, to be honest.
Maybe some veteran on the bench that I'm not thinking
Patrick
about.
Beverly. That's Pat Bev.
The dude got
Patrick Beverly is there. That's right. And so he
To push some people in the back.
Oh,
Get
Kitty. Sorry,
I'm gonna go with. I definitely think that Minnesota can catch one win. So I'm gonna say a gentleman's sweep. I think Anthony Edwards is electric. He saved that team. Literally, he is the reason that Cat is stepping up and playing better, because Cat is about to lose his team to Anthony Edwards if he doesn't continue trying to be the leader and shine more. He's got to be aggressive. They can get one game, but other than that, it's gentleman's sweep. What you got, Jahan?
Dub sweep.
I knew that was coming.
Okay.
I'm not even mad at it either. I'm not even mad at it.
No, I think that's logical. I just think
See his key.
What? Jahan liking the Warriors? What?
Warriors are good. I mean, it is
think,
what
the Warriors are good.
Dubs have been playing poorly lately. Steph's still in a slump.
Clay's back.
Not gonna last. Yeah, it's not gonna last.
Yeah, but I think they get in rhythm around this time. April, they start getting in rhythm.
Yep.
And it's gonna be scary hours real soon.
Yep.
I was waiting for someone to make the Charmin comment.
Yeah, he's definitely not the aggressive big that you want to see. Now he has improved this.
He's productive,
but he won the 3-point contest.
But he's productive.
He is productive, but he does shrink in high pressure situations. And you know I'm not lying. So
give me that production all day.
Charm Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I think you need to relabel it. Put it on Anthony Davis right now.
No. He also has a meme. He also has a Charmin meme also out about.
I was gonna say who's softer. I mean, one of them's like Charmin soft, and the other one, it's like the blue package and the red package. Whichever one's extra soft, that's AD.
I think that's the red. I think that's the red.
I think everybody's lucky to have Cat on their team, soft or not. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you can be lucky to have him on your squad because he's showed his versatility. He just won the 3-point contest, as Dom alluded to. But I just don't think he's
bad
the
look
alpha,
for the NBA.
right? I just don't think he's the alpha dude, and you need that alpha.
You do need that alpha. I agree. He does have excellent production, because if you look at his numbers, they're not much different last year or the year before, to be perfectly honest. But what I've seen out of him this year is some tenacity, and the person I think brings that to the table is Ant. Like, I think Ant brings it out of Cat. Like, you got to be out there, you got to want it, and Anthony wants it. He wants it. So
you know who else has had great production their whole career and doesn't have a ring and isn't a leader and never will have a ring? Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
You want to know it's funny if that was.
We're gonna go with another name.
I know.
I
know we're like running short on time, but
right.
I just want to point out though, if the Warriors play the Timberwolves in this series and Steph goes off, they're gonna bring up that Johnny Flynn thing the whole series.
Oh, they will.
Yeah. Ricky Rubio, Johnny Flynn, the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next matchup.
What's Johnny Flynn doing
at
these
number
days?
6, we
Nothing.
got the Nuggets. The Nuggets would be playing the Grizzlies in this series. Nuggets are 36-26. Grizzlies are 43-20. Thoughts on this series?
I think this is going to be a fun series. Ja is a great player. Desmond Bane's fun player. Jaren Jackson, fun player. But if the Nuggets can get Michael Porter Jr. and back, but I'm not sure if he is, and Jamal Murray up to speed to play with the others, and you have Nikola Jokic, I got the Nuggets
over Memphis. Okay.
No love
Tyler,
for
what you
these
got?
young Grizzlies.
Listen, I think this is another one of those series, just like the Jazz and the Mavericks, that could go either way. I think it could go 7. Yeah, if Murray comes back, the Nuggets are formidable. They could go to the Western Conference Finals. They can go to the finals. But that being said, and this isn't a shot at Cool or his Nuggets or anything like that. I think
Yes, it
John
is.
Morant could do anything right now. I just think
yeah.
I think he's on a different level right now, and I'll pick the Grizzlies in a 7-game series, but I don't have an issue with if anyone wants to pick the Nuggets. But I'm going to pick the Grizzlies because I think man, he's been sensational this year, honestly.
Oh, he
He's so
has.
fun to
I
watch.
agree 100%.
All right, cool.
So quick updates for everybody. There's been reports that Jamal Murray is about to be cleared for contact.
I heard that.
So if that happens, that gets him closer to being there for the playoffs. Truthfully, if that happens, and there's also been reports that Michael Porter Jr. is cleared for contact, that he's going to be reporting to the G League team to get himself back into shape. If either one of those reports are true, that's that one piece that Denver's missing. If they're both there, I'll go Denver definitively winning the series. If one of those guys are there, I'm going to go Denver probably like 6 or 7. If neither one of those guys are there, unfortunately, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to go Memphis at 7 because at the end of the day, you have to match the offensive output of the other team, and that's something that Denver has been struggling with without 2 of the top scorers on the team. So if we can get one or both of those guys back, I feel more confident for the win. Without either one of those guys, the way we're currently constructed, I think we lose.
Okay. Don, what you got?
Similar to kind of what all of us said about that other series, the Jazz and who was the Jazz playing?
Mavs.
The Mavs. I think it's a 7-game series. Like Cool said, if Denver's fully healthy, they probably win. But I think if they're missing even one of those guys that he mentioned, they lose, because this is where I say that the best player in the series could be the tipping point, and I think that's Ja, and it's not close. As to who's the best player on the floor, but it'll still be a close series. I got the Grizz in 7.
I mean,
Go
Joker's
Grizz.
still. I mean, Joker's
Right.
still. I mean, reigning MVP.
Reigning and defending.
Oh, right.
Might be
better. Ja's better than Joker.
If that's the series though, that might be the best first round series of the NBA playoffs.
I agree. No, that would be an excellent series. I'm going to go Grizzlies flat out. Because and not because I don't think Denver's the better team. I think Denver's the better team. I think they don't have enough time to get in full rhythm. Because if they're just now reporting to the G League, if they're just now doing that, we're not going to see them for anywhere from 5 to 10 games. And then they have 5 to 10 games left after that. Are they going to be in full rhythm with their team? And I don't know. I think Memphis is more hot right now currently, and they've maintained that seed whether Ja is there or not. And Denver has had their issues without their high scores. And while Memphis has still maintained those wins, whether Ja is there or not. So I'm going Memphis. They get their first. Ja gets his first win in the playoffs.
So much so much for 4-0, Mr. Snipes.
I just want to say something real quick before Jahan. I wouldn't have a problem with Memphis winning this series either.
Okay. Go ahead, John.
I changed my screen name to Whoop That Trick. Shout out to Hustle and Flow, North Memphis. I got the Grizz kids in 6. Regardless of Murray coming back or not, I think I could see a conference finals run for this Memphis team. I think Ja is playing on a next level caliber MVP type year. I think he's got that young team going on all cylinders every night here lately. And I would like to see it. I just would like to see it. Like when the Nuggets were on their run a couple years ago, and everybody wanted to see that when they were in the bubble and Murray was cooking people nightly. I think we're gonna see the Ja Morant show this time. It's gonna be instead of Murray cooking people, we're gonna see Ja Morant cooking people. I can see how
right, but I expect the Nuggets to be extremely dangerous next season.
I think when we talked about this a few weeks ago, we all had Memphis in the conference finals. Did we not?
The Nuggets are very formidable.
Hold on, I was about to take a shot, Tyler.
Oh.
Very formidable
I
team.
didn't. Dom, I didn't. I had the Warriors and the Suns.
Very formidable. Listen, Jamal Murray is a hooper. I would love to see him return and be back to
Aaron
form.
Gordon, Joker. No, it's tough. It's a tough
Yeah.
series. It's probably like I agree with Tyler.
But
It's probably the
I
best
just think we're
series
gonna see
of the first
some
round.
explosive outbursts from Ja Morant in this playoffs. He's gonna get his playoff moments. We're gonna see some stuff from him that we've been seeing in the regular season. He just had a 52-point outburst the other night. I think that's gonna be.
Why you bring that up?
I'll give you the X factor for Memphis if they win it.
Just saying.
Jaren Jackson.
Ooh, yeah.
Jaren Jackson has been doing really well. I think Desmond Bain it might shine some too, though. You know, Memphis is good. Okay,
Yeah.
so for the very last series, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do Player of the Week, and then I guess we're gonna call it a night because we just took so long on the first two topics. The last series, number 18, the Clippers. Number 1 team, the Suns.
I got a sweep.
I was gonna say we could probably go through this pretty quickly.
Suns.
If you could get Chris Paul,
Suns. Let's just go. Suns.
yeah,
Right.
Suns.
Suns.
Even if Chris
Yeah,
Paul,
unless if you
isn't
can explain why
back,
the Clippers win
Suns.
2 games, then you can talk. But otherwise, let's
Anthony-
just move on.
you know who would do that?
Well,
Anthony.
There has been talks that Kawhi would be back by the playoffs.
Paul George
Don't
too,
say
maybe.
that
I just heard that
name.
today.
Same
You
thing
need
you're
the
saying
K
about
word.
Denver, though, Megan. Even if they come back,
True. No,
they're
very
not gonna
true.
have time. Yeah, so
Very
Phoenix,
true.
let's go.
Okay,
Phoenix.
all right, guys. Player of the
Well,
week.
Jahan?
obviously.
Yeah, Suns. CP3 will be back hopefully, and it's elementary.
I think even without CP3,
Even without CP3, sweep.
Yeah.
I don't know
that
about a
first series,
sweep without CP3 though.
I'm
I
calling
don't know
it right
about
now.
a sweep,
Sweep
but
without
It might go 5 without Chris
Campaign
Paul.
has playoff experience being the starting point guard.
Mhm.
That'll be nothing new for him.
And they got a good record without PG and Kawhi.
They
Yeah,
do.
but
Well, but they were
still.
number 6. They were the number 6 seed last week. And so they fell to the number 8 seed. I don't even if
They're
the
better. They're better. They're better coached. Like the Clippers that would be the worst matchup for the Clippers.
Because Terrence Mann been crushing.
Terrence Mann has been cooking, and so has Reggie Jackson. So, but still, Suns
It's not
best
enough.
record in
It's
the
not
league.
Not enough, yeah.
Reggie
Not enough.
Jackson.
Okay, so player of the week, guys. Obviously, Ja Morant. I'm just gonna start real quick. This is what he did against my team. I'm going to tell you, I was doing a show, right? And I'm still like posting to the group and stuff, and I'm in the middle of a show, and I was like, dang, Ja Morant just hit a buzzer beater. He had 29 in the first half. He out there just killing it. And then I got to looking at the highlights. I was like, those are silver and black jerseys. That's me. He's beating my team like this. So yeah. He hung a 50 burger on my team last week, and
he dunked on 4 of them. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. He dunked on our 7-footer like it was nothing.
I know.
Has anyone checked Ja Morant's DNA against Allen Iverson's? That's all I'm asking.
What you got, Will?
You've said it. The guy's sensational. The guy's amazing. This guy has, as I like to call him, bunnies. Literally springboard. Guy can just flat out fly. Guy's an overall great young player, and I think he's only getting better and better and better. Like you said, he had 52 against your guys. The game before, he had 46 against, no offense, Tyler's Bulls.
He did.
And then he had 20 points and 8 rebounds against the Timberwolves, and he's averaging 27.6 points per game, which is 7th, and then 6.6 assists, which is 14th. But the guy's just a flat-out baller, and what more can you say? Guy's a beast.
Completely
Man got more
agree.
nicknames
What you got,
than
Tyler?
Yeah, he's relentless.
Shaquille O'Neal.
He's relentless. His finishing skill, leaping ability, has a high motor. His buzzer beater in the NBA was the most watched Instagram video ever for the NBA. Something to know. And then Morant, he also chose Murray State because South Carolina recruited him a long time ago really hard, and he chose Murray State because he said it was more like his hometown. He liked that it was a small town, everyone was close together like a family. And then now you're watching what he's doing right now. I know everyone, makes comparisons and stuff like that. I see so much of Derrick Rose in him. Maybe that's why
I do too.
Maybe that's why I'm such a Jaw fan. Even outside, I'm a team guy. I love my Bulls, but even outside of them, watching Ja Morant, it's like watching prime Derrick Rose all over again for me.
Can I say something real quick? Shout out to the small school guys, Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum, and Ja Morant.
DeJounte,
yep.
That's baby.
For me, man, Ja Morant. When I think about Ja Morant, I agree with Derrick Rose, but you got to throw in like Vince Carter hops because this man got some daggone springs in them legs, bro. It's crazy.
Bunnies.
Crazy leaping ability.
So he actually is from a town where one of my ex-colleagues was from, and we worked together at the time. And she's telling me a lot about him, like growing up, because like you said, small town, everybody kind of know each other. He didn't start off as like the guy that everybody, picked, that everybody wanted. He was always good, don't get me wrong. As you get older, you develop more of your skills, you start to refine yourself. So he got better and better and better, as he moved on. And, by the time he got to college, like you said, he did pick Murray State because he wanted that same kind of feel that he had, growing up, and he wanted to kind of try to help put a school on versus just going somewhere and being part of the machine. So I like Ja the person, right? He seems like a real just down to earth guy. He'll go out, he'll dunk on you, he'll yell at you, he'll do all that, but then he'll chill. Like he's not very braggadocious, in his mannerisms and different things. So I kind of like that about him, as well as everything else that he does. And I was just about to get there, Mr. Snipes, but I'll let you have it.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of it. And Steph Curry too, yeah, Davidson. But just the fact that South Carolina was heavily pursuing him and he was like, nah, I'm going to go with Murray State. I'm going to take a chance on myself. I love that.
Yeah.
Demetrius Jamel Morant. I worry, and Tyler made the comparison to Derrick Rose, and I was watching a clip from Colin Cowherd the other day, and I worry about his long-term health because it reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook and John Wall, i.e. not a great jump. Like, he really needs to work hard in the offseason, not just this offseason, every offseason until his jump shot is above average, because Ja Morant is leading the entire NBA in points in the paint, and he's 175 pounds. That's like me going to the hole.
Right, and he's like, what, he's 6'3"?
Yeah, but you're like 135.
Stop it.
Shut up, Jahan.
The comparison is apt. I'm just saying he needs to work on his jumper for multiple years until, he's got a respectable jump shot. I think it's about 30% from deep, maybe 45 from the field. He needs to work to get that to like 50 and 35 if he can, because his career.
Yeah, but Ja don't shoot threes. Ja don't shoot threes. He shoots like maybe over like 2 or 3 threes a game. Like Ja usually is going to the rack.
Right, exactly, because he doesn't have an above-average jump shot. Because that same thing that D Rose had to do, and look what happened to him. Look what happened to John Wall. Look what eventually happened to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I see your point. I agree with you.
I hope he has a long and healthy career because I love watching that guy play. But
agreed.
Okay, Jahan, what do you got on Ja?
Hey, man, shout out to Murray State, man. Just finding a diamond
Racers?
in the rough. Yeah.
They tried. Racers. Jahan, they tried with Isaiah Cannon. Remember, a year after Ja Morant, but it didn't work out.
Nah, it didn't work. I first got exposed to Mr. Morant in the NCAA tournament when he just went on a tear. I believe he had a triple-double in a tournament game, which I was like, whoa, who is this kid? And I think Murray State went on a little run that year. And
got to the Elite Eight, didn't they?
Huh?
They got to the Elite Eight, didn't they?
Yeah, I think like
16.
16. But
Sweet
either
16.
way, like they went on a tear, and he was the tournament star, much akin to Steph Curry when he went on his run. As Mr. Snipes alluded to, small town heroes, small school heroes. just shout out to what he's doing this year, though. The kid always had the talent. Obviously, he's just showcasing it now, and it's coming to form. The thing that I don't necessarily like the D Rose comparisons though, because I felt like D Rose had that more aggressive rim attack.
D Rose was also like 205, 210.
Yeah,
Westbrook,
but,
even
I
since
mean,
he was a
when
rookie, he's like
dunked,
210.
He dunked with so much force.
To be honest, it's the leaping ability, like Cool mentioned. It's that Ja could jump out of a building, and it's similar, like with his relentlessness. It's similar to Derrick Rose in that ask, like that a bull sees red, you know what I mean, and they're gonna go for it. Like that's kind of the similar with Derrick Rose and Ja Morant to me.
I just hope his body doesn't fall apart.
I'm going to read y'all his averages for this season and then the averages from last season. So this season, he's averaging 27.6 points. He's averaging 49.8 from the field goal percentage. He's averaging 5.9 rebounds and 6.6 assists. Last season, Ja was averaging 19.1 points. He was shooting 44.9 from the field goal, 4 rebounds, and 7.5 assists. So he quit passing the ball as much and just really dominated with the points and got better at his rebounds also, and his shooting percentage got better. So he's had a massive leap this year compared to last year. Now, even though he was great last year too, he just almost upped it by 10 points in his average. So that's huge. So for tonight, the winner of the debates and who brought it. You guys did so good. Will, Tyler, cool. You're all co-champions tonight. Y'all decide what y'all want to talk about. Everybody gets 30 to 45 seconds. Say what you want. Talk about what you want. Will, start us off.
Well, first off, shout out to those unconventional kings. Those guys are awesome. Anyway, I had to just say that. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get to the point. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it, John. It's a blast always being on every week. It's just so much fun. Takes my mind off of work and other BS. But honestly, support each other, follow Sideline on all social medias. Anyway, you guys can find me on the NBA Carousel Monday nights, either covering the Utah Jazz or the Charlotte Hornets. Thursday nights here on the Sip Off, and then coming this Sunday. Yes, Sunday.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
The Old School Hoop Show with Jacob Christner, Dom DeRubis, Jay Nelson, and myself.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
Can't wait. I know. I'm done.
All right. So I'm gonna use my 30 seconds for a topic, Will. All right. So my 30 seconds. Megan mentioned earlier what was going to be a subject: a college who could be upset in the first round. Right. So I wrote down a couple. I didn't know if Megan was thinking 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 3 seeds, 4 seeds, 5 seeds. You know, it could be anyone. Right. So here's a couple teams that I think are vulnerable. You know, for the tournament. 1, Kansas. Kansas has been slipping lately. They're not playing the same. TCU beat them the other night. I don't trust Kansas. I think they lost to a mid-major already this season in Dayton. So you keep an eye on Kansas if they can handle against a powerhouse mid-major. 2, Providence. Providence is not used to being one of the top dogs in the Big East. I think Providence is vulnerable. I don't know if Providence can handle the pressure. I think they're possible. And 3, finally, the Duke Blue Devils, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I do not trust the ACC. They've been beaten up on a bunch of lousy teams this year. Now they're going to play real teams in the tournament. So those are my 3.
Cool and I are loving that, Duke Blue Devils.
Please let them
Yes,
leave in
sir.
the
Yes,
first
sir.
round.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna use mine for a topic too, but I'm gonna kind of talk about how the seeding is gonna work. So we know 5-12 games. We know that in those games we're gonna have at least one upset, probably 2, right? So we know there's certain numbers that you always know there's going to be someone gets upset. So it's just a matter for me of seeing where the field falls. Once I know where the field's falling, I can tell exactly who's going to get upset. Because like I was saying, there's teams that come from conferences that are soft, teams that have amassed a lot of wins against teams that are not very good, teams that are kind of on that downward slope at the end of the season. Those teams are not going to do well in the tournament. The only hope they have to turn around is once we start the conference tournaments this past year, getting that momentum back. If you don't have that momentum going in, you don't just pick it up when you get to the March Madness. You go home and watch with the rest of us.
Agreed.
Man, I posted something last night that was talking about March doesn't care. March doesn't care about what problems you had during that month. They do not care. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to take a little topic real quick, and this is how we're going to end the show, guys. The NBA refs are some hoes.
Yes, they are.
Here we go. And then they levied up and fined my baby. They some hoes.
That was weak as shit.
Weak.
But you can't throw the ball at the ref.
Yeah, that's what got him.
He didn't. The ref walked into it. Here we go, guys. Baby got fined $20,000 for this. Oh.
He shouldn't have been that emphatic about it because he wasn't even involved.
Yeah,
in the
ref
play.
walked into it completely.
The ref walked into it.
Yeah, but you're still gonna get it just because it happened that way. Now the fine.
He walked into it.
The fine, you know how that is.
He can afford it.
I can see the ejection, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the ejection.
Solved.
The fine,
I don't think the fine should have happened, but I agree with the ejection. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But thank you guys so much for being on tonight. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night on that. And next week's show will be dedicated to all college. We didn't get a chance to really touch on it tonight. We did a little wrap up a little bit. Tyler touched on some, but our next show will be dedicated to all college. First half of the show, men's. Second half of the show, women. Finish strong. Good night, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna play the outro real quick, yeah.